Okay, well, welcome to Interior Luxury Home Design. So this is a five-part process. My name is Todd Proffit. I'm here with Christine Pearson, and the five-part process. Christine's obviously you've been an interior designer and decorator. So knowing your market, the trends, your inspiration, the theme, and what will be most appealing to the end user. Um, what's the best way that you go about finding those trends?
Well, we look at the most recent sales for remodels and the most recent new builds.
Okay, and so that helps you obviously set the stage for what's expected in the marketplace. So knowing your market, you review the MLS, open houses, stuff like that. But I mean, you're in so many houses, in and out of so many houses as an appraiser and real estate consultant. What would you recommend to other people do to get ideas for knowing the marketplace?
There again, research your market data, the trends that currently exist within the market, what the buyer's buying, what their demands are with the new components.
I mean, and right now, right, we're in a lot of modern, contemporary.
Yes.
At the Aspen snowmass market, that's what we're looking at. The unfortunate thing is a lot of the mining history and heritage, and kind of those old Victorian builds that you like so much, are going by the wayside. But uh, are you able to bring those back into the design if you like to, right? If you're designing a home and you want to bring back some of the more historic finishes, is that what you do?
I think you can incorporate them within the structure itself and the design and give it a personality.
So you don't have to be limited, is what she's saying. And then part two, we go into the use of space. Spatial recognition, as well as focal points. Where's the views? Where's the natural flow, the feng shui, if you will, or the feng shui, if you will. Understanding each room. Christine, you walk a lot of properties. When you walk properties, what are some of the things that you think about primarily?
Well, you look at the time of day. So what I look at is where the sun sets, where it rises, the moon, uh, exactly what exposure you have during the winter, the summer, the fall, and the spring for light and movement within the house, as well as shadow effects, and just there again.
So knowing the space and knowing it at all times of day and night. We had a property. Well, we've had many properties, but a lot of times traffic can be an issue with the lights coming up the driveway, or if it's on a bend, or the house we had in Wash Park, we staged it out because it had a really busy street in front. So you took those into consideration when you were designing and staging it.
Yes, because you have to focus on a focal point of the house that's not disrupted.
Not disrupted. So, for instance, if you're having your reading room, she put the reading room at the back of that home. She didn't put it near the street because it was a busy street, a lot of light. So just things to think of in spatial recognition. And then part three, defining each room and providing its own character. So, what are you trying to accomplish for the room? I know we just went through a foyer. We had a foyer in a home that you're designing, Christine, and you decided to put these bookshelves, and they open and close. So it separated the space from a theater. And can you just talk about how you came up with that idea and defining that space?
Once again, opening up that space from the entryway with the stairwell and making it very special. And we did a secret door room, which I had seen in other properties, very high end properties in another mountain area. Was very impressed. Makes it unique, gives it a signature. You can open up the doors and create a large room for entertaining, or close the doors and have a private theater room.
So, and it really solved a dilemma that we had, which is you don't want to walk into a home and have it be part of the theater, but we wanted the functionality of a theater, and yet she found a way to incorporate both and make it fun. So it's not just about defining the room, right? What are you trying to accomplish? In this case, she was accomplishing a beautiful foyer, a wonderful entry that had that ambiance of a grand entry, in a quiet, peaceful place, and yet in back of the two sliding bookcases, which are acting as doors, provided an access to a theater, which you could, like she said, open it all the way up. So I thought that was ingenious. So it's about making it fun as well. And then part 4, confirming the size and space, along with confirmation of what will go where in its final utility or functionality. Now, I know when we walked that property, back on the same topic of that foyer/theater room, we had to confirm that the bookcases would work, that that the entry would work while blocking it off into 2 parts or making it one big room. Is that correct?
It's correct, but it also gave it a personality and a signature to the property, which I think is very important in these mountain properties. Each one has its own personality and its identity. And this gave this property a very specific personality.
So giving it that personality is wonderful, but you have to confirm it in the field. So, we stood there, Christine and I stood there, and I think a couple of our contractors were there, and we walked the room and we felt the space and we confirmed that everything would work, that the doors would work. We painted on the floors. We like to mark everything out. We like to walk the space, make sure and confirm on site in the actual space that it will all work. And so just measure off. After you complete rough framing, make sure to go in, measure your spaces, make sure to complete the finishes that are anticipated. Make sure to confirm that completion will work with the size you have. And then part 5, choosing your finishes. Christine, I know this is a big part. This is a big part. There should be 10 parts available just for this. But floors, walls, cabinets, your plumbing, your electrical, your countertops, backsplash, picking out all the finishes. What do you do to go about, obtaining the ideas and then honing into those final decisions?
Reviewing the property, its personality, where it sits, how it fits within the environment. More natural. We're trying to do more natural even on a modern home and bringing in some historic issues as well. So we're bringing in a lot of components that will combine both of those.
So making those decisions is just, I guess, educating yourself in that marketplace and on that property, and then just, making sure to make those decisions. Now, some of the cheats are, you can go to the vendors online. You can shop these different websites. I Google search a lot. When we were doing this big staircase, and what I did is I Google searched all the best vendors online for grand stairways. So whatever it is, whether it's cabinets or whatever it is, all your best vendors online, they have images available that will help you out immensely, I believe. Your local vendor in your area. For instance, we have offices in Denver. I go down to my Denver vendors and I'll walk their showrooms to get ideas there. Christine likes to go to all these different, open houses, obviously being in the real estate market, and she gets ideas from, different open houses that she's been to, seeing, what works and what doesn't work, and then, discussing that. So it all adds into your portfolio of knowledge, whether you're going to open houses or going to, model homes in new developments, whatever it may be, or showrooms by your local vendors, or going to a big city vendors, or your local home shows, etc. Also, good contractors. So a good contractor will have insights. Christine and I have been very blessed to have good and bad contractors, bad not being a blessing, more of an education, which is also a blessing. But good contractors have insights. What stone has been really popular in that area, for instance. Our mason just had some great ideas for some of our caps, some of these other things that other builders are using. They referred those finishes to us, and that obviously provided us some insight into what other people are using. A good GC, general contractor, will have insights if they're doing a lot of business, especially in your local area. And then, of course, like we were saying before, review local open houses and or model homes in new developments. Great ways to get some insight into what is hip and trending well. But there again is education, just like Christine said, educating yourself the best you can, knowing your marketplace and knowing what you like and what the market likes. Well, thanks, Christine, for your insight. Is there anything else you can say to kind of wrap things up on the design note?
On the design note, what we do is in any specific area, once again, I take a look at other properties that are trending, that are selling quickly, that are on the market as new homes to see what the new components are and what the general public is looking for and what they really like.
So in your pendings, I forgot to bring that up, but pendings as
Pending
well,
sales
correct?
as well. Absolutely. Research the pendings of what is the latest trend of what's on the market that the general public is looking at to purchase.
So pending new construction sales, those are probably the cutting edge of your real estate marketplace, just to find the trend and what's hip and happening. Hope this has been informative. Christine, thank you so much for walking everyone through the interior luxury home design process. It's a 5-part process. If you do these 5 parts, you should have success. Thanks for having us.